Coming up in the next hour, Development Bank Ghana formally opened to provide long-term financing to the country's private sector.
Speaker of Parliament gives 1 week ultimatum to Defense and Interior Committee to probe Islamic SHS disturbances at Abrepor.
Temporary speed humps installed in front of Islamic SHS to reduce lockdowns a day after disturbances.
ECG begins installation of prepaid meters in Krobo area after previous failed attempts.
And Russia dozens of UK journalists and top defense officials for false reportage on war.
Good evening and welcome to News Hour right here on GBC News and on GTV. My name is Jonathan Thompson. And
I am Samuela Korte. We stream live on Facebook and YouTube Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Jonathan and Tim Darko will translate the news into sign language.
And let's start from the Ashanti region. Temporary ramble strip have been installed on the road in front of the Islamic Senior High School at Abrepor in Kumasi to help prevent vehicular knockdowns in the area. They were put there a day after students of the high school protested about what they said were frequent knockdowns in the area as a result of speeding vehicles.
Their protest on Monday ended in a clash with the police as they were set to have the main road and prevented vehicles from moving. The Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufudampari, visited the campus on Monday for first-hand assessment of the situation and has subsequently interdicted 3 senior police officers in the Ashanti region for the role the police played in the pandemonium on campus. The interdiction follows the allegation that the police fired live bullets in addition to the tear gas to disperse the protesting students. Meanwhile, the Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Orban Bagbin, has directed the Parliamentary Committee on Defence and to urgently visit the Islamic SHS in the Ashanti region to show concern and ascertain facts during the police crackdown which left at least 30 students injured. The directive came after the Minority Chief Whip, Alhaji Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka, and other members of the House raised concerns over the incident during parliamentary sitting on Tuesday.
The incident just happened, and there was a commission of inquiry. The report implementation of the Speaker has been very poor, and you see this happening again in the same region. If police will go into a school campus knowing that these students are unarmed, some of these students are as young as 12. Their lungs are not well developed, and they will look into the crowd and fire tear gas and live ammunition. The Speaker, it was only by his and I think that this lack of professionalism from the police, or some of the police, or those police who went there, the Speaker, should not just be left to the police administration to deal with.
I also have a different version, different from what my colleague narrated. So it may appear as a one-sided story. And so a call for an investigation is well placed, and I commend my colleague to that score. However, I think it's also important for us to commend the IGP. We may have to wait for the police to finish its investigation, after which we can come as an aftermath.
So I will direct the Committee on Defense and Interior to take this matter up, visit the police, starting from the IGP to the Regional Police Command and the school in question, and see the injured students, and then report back to the House with your kind permission by Tuesday. By Tuesday, that is 1 week, as to your findings. And then we now await the final investigation of the police. If there's a need for us to take any further action, we will do so.
Development Bank Ghana (DBG) has formally opened its doors for business and is providing long-term financing to the country's private sector. Performing the official start for the financial institution, President Akufo-Addo said with $750 million in equity, DBG should be the bedrock to the country's renewed commitment to developing the private sector, which will transform SMEs to increase GDP growth and create employment. Development Bank Ghana acts as businesses in Ghana and a long-term capital provider in the market.
Bank of Ghana (DBG) is seen as a new engine of Ghana's economic transformation. DBG comes on board to increase access to long-term finance and boost job creation for 10,000 enterprises in key sectors, including agribusinesses, manufacturing, and high-value services. It is also to empower banks and entrepreneurs through financial innovation and other advisory services to strengthen the ecosystem in which businesses operate. Today, the Development Bank of Ghana has officially started its operation to change the game for micro, small, medium-scale enterprises in the country with the needed financial support in the medium and long term. The Chief Executive of the Development Bank of Ghana, Mr. Kwamina Duka, said the core business of the is to support the sector that makes the economy thrive.
We have an enormous task ahead of us, one that I and the DBG team take as a sacred task. We want to do it different. It's our priority, it's our responsibility to ensure this is the core of everything DBG does.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, said DBG will address the challenges of the lack of long-term financing.
The Bank of Ghana's expectation is that DBG, together with other DFIs that will be licensed, would help address market failures in Ghana's credit markets, thereby supporting businesses invest long-term and promote growth and job creation.
The Minister for Finance, Mr. Ken Oforiatta, said the new financial institution will assist the financial ecosystem, expedite economic innovation, and create jobs.
With the launch of DBG and the establishment of other critical institutions to fill the gap in our financial ecosystem, we believe that the future for the private sector in playing a more dynamic role in the economy will be substantially enhanced. We therefore look forward to a strong partnership among DBG, the participating financial institutions, and the private sector to make this vision a reality and to provide jobs and prosperity for our people.
The President, Nana Akufo-Addo, said with Development Bank Ghana now operational, the country is taking the right steps towards a prosperous entrepreneurial economy.
Government expects the Development Bank Ghana to use its strong financial position to support the growth of private sector companies, to help create high-quality jobs, and enable Ghana's private sector to compete more favorably within the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area. The launch of the Development Bank Ghana, I am confident that we're taking further important steps towards building a stronger, more prosperous, entrepreneurial and dynamic economy, especially at this sensitive moment of crisis in the global economy.
Aside providing financial support for the private sector, Development Bank Ghana will also support all financial institutions, including commercial banks in the country, with the needed loans for their operations.
Do it different.
Ghana's contingent to the 2022 skills competition in Swakopmund, Namibia is back home with 2 gold and 2 silver medals. President Akufo-Addo congratulated the medalists who came among the top 5 in the competition. Skills training is the future for Ghana, hence the decision to invest handsomely into the TVET sector to strengthen the building blocks to make skills development thrive.
Skills Competition is a platform to help to develop the skills of Africa's youth. For the 2022 edition, about 70 competitors from 9 African countries, including Team Refugees, competed to win medals in 16 skills categories. Out of the number, Team Ghana competed in 10 categories. They are mechanical engineering, web technology, fashion technology, electrical installation, and automobile technology. The others are cooking, dressmaking, welding, bricklaying, and mechatronics. At the end of the competition, Ghana emerged with 2 gold and 2 silver medals. The winners and the competitors were at the Jubilee House to present their awards to the president. Louis Morgan from the Cape Coast Technical University took the gold medal in mechanical engineering. Manfogi Yaho Agbo from Ho Technical University won gold in web technology. Ibrahim Adam from Accra Technical University brought home a silver medal in electrical installation, while Deladem Oko won silver medal in fashion technology. A Deputy Minister for Education, Mrs. Gifty Chum Ampofo, said these awards and investments into the TVET sector is a signal of how important the sector is to the unearthing of talents.
TVET is not a matter of bread and butter, but TVET is the engine to move Ghana forward.
The President, Nana Akufo-Addo, said government will continue to make significant investment into the TVET sector because it holds the future to the country's development.
Being able to train people can do things with their hands. I think in Ghana for a long time, people like me have been, unfortunately, too much the center of the educational system. White-collar people doing a lot of big talk in English. And what we need to do more than anything else in Ghana is to encourage people like you so that we can do things for ourselves and make things for ourselves in Ghana.
President Akufo-Addo congratulated all the participants and encouraged them to improve their skills because it holds the key to their potential.
The Green Ghana Initiative has received a 500,000 Ghana cedis grant from Goil Oil Company. The support from the oil company is to keep and help sustain the initiative aimed at vegetative cover.
It's barely 1 week into the second phase of the initiative to Green Ghana, and it's still work in progress. The 500,000 Ghana cedi check from Goil Ghana responds to call for financial assistance from the Green Ghana Committee towards the day's activity. Goil's positive response comes at a time when distribution and planting are still ongoing across the country, and measures are being spelled out for an improvement of the 85% survival rate of the seedlings recorded last year. Already, the Forestry Commission has engaged with the Department of Parks and Gardens to ensure effective planning and execution of all planting in the urban centres. This is to take care of and properly maintain seedlings planted in road medians and avenues.
Our trade is selling fuel, diesel and petrol. That they help, they pollute the environment. That's why the whole world is moving towards green fuels, cleaner fuels. So we believe that if 20 million trees are planted, if the fuel that we put in our cars pollute the environment, the trees will help absorb the carbon that was in it. Our oxygen will be cleaner, and you can have a healthy life.
There are still a lot of activities that we have to undertake in the maintenance of the trees planted. And on that note, there is the need for Goil to help to be able to offset their carbon footprint. And so their contribution is going towards that cause.
The 2022 edition of the Green Ghana Day had the theme, for a greener future. And the outcome is that the 20 million target was exceeded with a 22 million distribution recorded.
For GBC News, Clara Mlano reporting.
60 students from Zebula Senior High Technical School in the Upper East region have participated in a dialogue on landscape restoration. It was at a firm dubbed Tree School program seeking to address the issues of landscape degradation in the Sahel regions.
As climate change worsens, it is wreaking havoc on people's livelihoods and communities. A group known as Boku Chapter GLFX is therefore on a mission of landscape restoration. The plan is to grow native tree species that relate well with the communities. The chapter coordinator, Mr. Daniel Debra, explained that the chapter intends to grow desirable trees on farms, school compounds and urban centers with the local people in charge on the ground.
If a species which is indigenous to the community is not preserved, is not put in landscape restoration, what will happen in the future will be disastrous. For instance, the Pterocarpus erinaceus, which is rosewood, it is a native species, and most often than not, landscape restoration, they use a lot of exotic species at the expense of the local species in our terrain. So I thought it wise that why not dwell more on the local species, that is the native species, so that we bring most of our native species that are approaching extinction.
The head of the Agricultural Science Department of Zebula Senior High Technical School, Mr. Samuel Mbila, said the program is relevant to the students, encourage them to replicate the knowledge learnt in their various communities.
For the past years, we have actually been battling as to how to grow our trees. If you look around, you see signs of planting trees, but our problem is always growing. But with this workshop that we have carried out, you have come to help us. I think we should be able to grow our trees now. It will help our students to also go out and inculcate to their parents the importance of growing trees.
The students were happy with the insight into landscape restoration from the GLFX Boku Chapter Forum on growing trees.
Contractors working on the Ubechebi-Lamte interchange in Accra say despite the unpredictability of the weather, which is a setback, the resident engineer for the project, Mr. Ususetre Entry, says they will catch up when the rains subside. Construction of the second phase of the interchange started in February 2021 and scheduled for completion in March 2023.
Weather can be problematic for a number of different types of construction works. Aside being extremely unpleasant to work in, heavy rain can also reduce visibility for the drivers of heavy equipment. It can turn the project site into mud, causing problems with excavating, which poses its own risks for the safety of the workers. All these can affect the timelines of the project, but contractors working on the Ubechebi-Lamte interchange insist that although the rains affected their work, they are confident that the project will be completed as scheduled.
Well, the rains have really affected our project. The works have been delayed a little. We have to pump a lot of water out of our excavations, especially in the construction of our abutment 2. We did some excavations, and then the rains just came in, filled. We used about 3-4 days just to pump the water out to enable us to do it. So we are doing it in phases, in sections. We are currently working on another section, and we're just hoping we'll be able to fill and bring it up before the rains come in. Other than that, once it gets ponded, it takes about 2-3 days to pump the water out.
In May, portions of the Ubechebi-Lamte stretch were closed to traffic after a downpour. Part of the road was damaged and other portions flooded. It was subsequently restored and opened to traffic. The resident engineer, Mr. Ususetre Entry, said the rains had washed away the asphalt and pavement of the road. Hence, that part of the road needed reconstruction.
Because of the rains, the quality of the ride or the road deteriorates very, very fast. Fortunately, we have a grader standby that goes round to grade the road as and when the potholes develop, and that's what is happening.
Heavy rainfall often leads to complete suspension of highway construction due to saturated and unworkable soil conditions. He indicated that they will defy the inconveniences and distractions being posed by the rains affecting the smooth execution of the projects.
Once the rains go, we have to work more or less to catch up with any time that we've lost. And I think that during the last rains too, there are few shops around got flooded. Some could be through our activities, others do not necessarily activity. It just happens that because we are working there, everybody is putting the blame on us.
Traffic congestion, he was skeptical about its improvements around the Carnation Market area when the project ends.
The market section, I will say no, because the section from the market has 3 lanes for vehicular movement and I think 2 lanes for bus base. Unfortunately, the trotters and the buses have taken over about 4 of the lanes, and at this section you are left to only a single lane until such a time that we're able to check and make sure the lanes dedicated for traffic movement is free. That congestion by the market will continue.
One of the inconveniences so far has been the issue of movement of pedestrians.
It's been a very big challenge to us, because the section towards Kolebu is a workshop. So you create dedicated lanes for pedestrians to use before you realize vehicles have taken over and do repair works on there. So it's been a challenge to us. So the movement of pedestrians has been a very big challenge to us. But fortunately, we've not had any mishaps so far. I just pray we'll be able to get through with it.
He was grateful to the Carnation Divisional Police Command for their assistance to ease traffic congestion as the project progresses. For GBC News, Shelley Bewa reporting.
22 women have been honored with meritorious awards at the 8th Feminine Ghana Achievement Awards held in Accra. The recipients were tasked to contribute towards the development of the economy post-COVID-19. Feminine Ghana Achievement Award series recognizes excellence by companies in the corporate space as economies across the South strive to bounce back from the ravages of the COVID-19 pandemic, and individuals for their outstanding performance in stewardship, entrepreneurship and innovation, as well as industrial contribution to the GDP growth of the country. Businesswomen on the 9th took home plaques for excelling in the field of banking, aviation, real estate development, human resource, bakery and construction. To the recipients, the time is apt to empower young women to build a strong business environment.
One major thing is to be alive to the responsibility that brings on you, that you're a role model for a lot of women, and you need to encourage them that they need not be afraid, that so long as they put a foot in the God on their side, definitely they will make strides.
Anything you find yourself doing, just give your very best. Everything that you're doing, give your very best. Once you give your very best, you are happy doing it, and it will show and it will impact lives.
The ambassador of Colombia to Ghana, Claudia Tebe Quintero, charged the awardees to continue their impactful work in society.
The women in Ghana that deserve this, and it makes me happy, and I want to support that action, and that's why I am here today, and I have been accompanying this process during several years, so I am part of those who are happy for the awardees and for that recognition that I consider important in every society.
Instituted in 2014, it seeks to recognize female achievers from various walks of life in Ghana whose corporate conduct, performance and achievements are exemplary.
It is an area where commercial harvesting of wood products is excluded in order to capture elements of biodiversity. The Achimota Forest Reserve, located in the heart of the city, is home to a variety of animals, including lions, monkeys, and parrots. This area was gazetted by Ghana's colonial authorities as a reserve in 1939, with objectives including serving as a field laboratory, research for schools in Accra, providing a place for recreation, conserving biological diversity, as well as playing the ecological role of purifying the air in the city. However, years of unbridled encroachment has reduced the size of the forest from its original 495 hectares to 355 hectares, and portions turned into waste disposal sites.
Atema motorway has experienced serious traffic hold up in the past 2 days. Motorists say due to the repair works on the motorway, a lot more motorists are diverting to the beach road, leading to the gridlock on that stretch as well. Our Atema regional correspondent Michael Dawonu on Tuesday visited the two roads and has more in this report.
It is not really an interesting time to be a motorist or a passenger here in Tema. We are currently coming to you from the beach road. Behind me is the Tema Port and Harbours Authority. This road connects to Community 3, Community 2 and leads you to the beach road. The traffic situation here is really terrible. Passengers are not able to go, drivers are not able to move. We will be talking to some motorists and also talk to some passengers to find out the level of frustration. Already we know there is some work going on the Tema motorway, which we are also trying to our listeners and our viewers. How is the traffic situation?
How the traffic is said you pa e kwa ba kwa mo ye munye wie da. Traffic is at anopa be no nsia. Ubetimi adi traffic ma be 3 hours kwa na undu ba bia obekọ efri ha eyetema habo. Free akosi no wade Ufa by this time the bedu fie na agba na 8. Traffic jam esia ni onyina ibasa ukokrom kura na usuro. Ti yesra no. Onhwe na mpanifo mu de ombe afa ho de amai.
But I learned it is on the motorway. They are doing some patching somewhere, so it is causing the traffic here.
How is the traffic situation for you?
Too bad.
How long have you been in?
About 45 minutes.
Wow, that's terrible. And do you think there should be some alternative routes so that we can be using for the time?
Definitely. Flyovers, they should consider getting one along the route. It will help us.
How is the traffic situation?
It's too huge.
And how long have you been in the traffic?
Almost 45 minutes now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to Accra.
I'm going to Accra Airport.
Wow.
Deliver 6 pairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but what do you think? Do you think they should make some other alternative for you guys to go?
That is it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mesa pa ye free aiba no. Me kwate makwa ko imi investment mi anko yi. Traffic na no den dodo.
Ejuma na omo ye nti na banka odwen se nka omo ye alternative route.
Woni me ko Turkey, ye ko Dubai the last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks na ye ba ye. Na ehon no no obeda obesore no baba na ya kwan. Obaba na ya gota unhumpo. Enti ko ye no te sa homache from one going na enka problem we nyina ma. Timpacho momode ma ye.
Situation is really terrible here on the Tema bound side to I'm also sure that it's happening on the other side from Accra to Tema as well. It is also a really, really hectic and a bad situation using the Tema Beach Road. Reporting for GBC News, my name is Michael Dawanu.
Watching news are live on GBC News and on GTV. Also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. We'll take a quick break and
we'll be right back.
Please stay.
This segment is proudly brought to you by MTN and QNet. I am Dorothy Ajamai. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center is pursuing reforms to eradicate bureaucratic bottlenecks and establish stakeholder consensus on foreign investor capital requirements under the country's Investment Law Act 865/2013. Speaking at the maiden edition of a financial and economic conference here in Accra, Deputy CEO of the Centre, Mr. Yao Amoating Efriye, revealed that GIPC's focus for 2022 is to develop partnerships and strategic initiatives to support private sector growth and job creation.
Financial Economics Seminar, which was spearheaded by a finance and investment consultant who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for Inshayesu constituency, Dr. Stephen Amoa, attracted experts from the financial sector to dialogue and ideas to build a resilient economy.
There's a need for synchronization of both monetary and fiscal policies. In other words, what the Bank of Ghana does and what the Ministry of Finance does, the budget. Because, for example, I don't think that the Bank of Ghana should continue to raise interest rate. Because if it does, it will hurt the real economy far more.
Former Rector of GIMPA, Professor Stephen Adey, said corruption is constraining the country's development. Deputy CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Mr. Yao Amoating Efriye, revealed the center is on the path of reforms aimed at reducing investor turnaround time of accessing its services.
GIPC is systematically adopting a private sector ethos to targeting the types of companies that will invest in Ghana for the long term. The government decentralization and build capacity for the Ghanaian remains on course, and we should all subscribe to that basic wisdom.
The Member of Parliament for Inshayesta constituency, Dr. Stephen Amwa, outlined some measures aimed at achieving macroeconomic stability.
Governments are not supposed to borrow on our domestic market at a higher interest rate than the private sector. Private sector has to reposition themselves to be more attractive to the banks. The existing formulas are having a lot of challenges.
Financial experts at the meeting called on government to encourage national dialogues for economic recovery.
A 3-year resilient aquatic food systems program has been launched at a forum in Accra. Speaking at the launch, the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture, Madam Mavis Hawakumsin, said the program would collaborate with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research to design innovative packages for the creation of small water infrastructure under the existing One Village, One Dam policy for fish production.
Ghana is among 11 countries selected globally to benefit from a 3-year resilient aquatic food systems program. With a fish stock of 771,000 metric tons annually, the program is purposed to bring scientific research and innovation to bear on the country's aquatic life and how to make it resilient and efficient in the production of fish and other aquatic life. At the launch of the program, the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Madam Mavis Hawakumsin, said the integration of the program into water resource management plans of the country would lead to an increase in food production.
For us to achieve this, it will be good that we increase the number of the One Village, One Dam. Even though we have constructed 560 and currently 321 are very active, one will ask why. But the explanation is that some of the areas are not conducive for the One Village, One Dam. And that is why the other dams could not survive.
The country representative for the International Water Management Institute, Dr. Olufunke Kofi, said the program will delve into the water systems in Ghana and its efficiency in fish production in the country.
We from the International Water Management Institute, we are working closely with them to look at the water systems itself. How do we enable the production of aquatic food? What do we need to do? What kind of data do we need to make available to support the initiative that the Honorable Minister has talked about? How can we ensure that for the existing small dams, we can make sure that not only for irrigation, not only for community water supply, but also for fish, and that we can use them in an integrated fashion and on a sustainable manner.
A regional and country engagement advisor for the consultative group on international agricultural research in West Africa, Dr. Kwesiata, said the program, which is part of 10 other initiatives currently ongoing in the country, is to ensure efficiency in aquatic life production in Ghana.
You're watching the business segment of News Hour. Let's have the interbank rates and some commodity prices. And MTN. The energy segment is next. Please do stay.
You are live on News Hour. Good evening and welcome to the segment. My name is Dominic Honoji. About 50 military personnel from the 49 Engineers Regiment are assisting officers from the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, to install prepaid meters for consumers in the Krobo area. The company is determined to replace more than 50,000 postpaid meters in the affected communities with prepaid meters. ECG said customers who reject the prepaid meters will be taken off the national grid.
The installation of prepaid meters comes after years of an impasse between Krobo residents and ECG, which escalated into attacks on ECG office in Somanya, leading to a clash with the police. The ECG office has since been shut down. Residents vowed to resist the installation of prepaid meters while calling on ECG to write off debt they owed from 2018 to 2021. The Tema Regional Public ECG, Madame Sechua Mensah, has been updating GBC News about the exercise.
For the work we are doing here, all the military support that we have are all electrical engineers. And also to add that ECG and the Ghana military has had a collaborative thing going on for over 2 decades. We train them, we provide refresher courses on aspects of electrical engineering and all of that at the ECG training school, which is located in Tema. On the field, we'll have the police providing security. The military are here as part of the technical work we are doing. Now, we only plead that as much as possible, let's all collaborate, let's all work together. So it's not a new thing, and we are not starting prepaid installations in Krobo district.
Utility companies continue to justify their demand for an adjustment in tariffs. At the Ashanti Regional organized by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission (PURC) in Kumasi, the companies told consumers that the current global economic situation and the need to invest in the operations demand that tariffs are adjusted to collect the required revenues.
The stakeholders' consultation was attended by heads of institutions, entrepreneurs, and a cross-section of the public. They were offered the opportunity to scrutinize the proposed tariffs and ask the needed questions and express concerns about service delivery. The ECG is proposing 148% tariff increase, while Ghana Water has tabled a 300% tariff adjustment. Defending ECG's proposed tariff increment, General Manager, Regulatory Management of ECG, Madame Sylvia Noshi, said the company has projected to invest more than $800 million in projects towards reinforcing existing power networks, expanding coverage, and improving general services. The Chief Commercial Manager of the Ghana Water Company, Madame Cynthia Afole Aka, said the pollution of water sources affects treatment cost by 50%, explaining that an upward review of tariffs would help maintain supply quality and expand access to more communities. The Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Dr. Ishmael Aka, said the tariff adjustments will ensure service sustainability and affordability.
We've already done a customer expectation survey to look at what customers really expect. That is one. We are also looking at the general macroeconomic variables, exchange rate and others. It is impacting the utilities, but these same factors are also impacting the consumers. So how do we balance all these ones? So yes, we are using our benchmarks to ensure that we don't pass on anything that is prudent to the consumer. We are also doing comparative analysis to look at other utilities in other places in Africa. Are they even performing within the same macroeconomic setting to ensure that whatever at the end of the day we pass on is acceptable by the customer.
That's it for the energy segment. My name is Dominic Honoji.
Time now for health, brought to you by Lufat, Tobinco's premium gift to Africa. Phase 1 of the new 600-bed capacity Eastern Regional Hospital is nearing halfway mark. As work progresses steadily, their contractors are determined that completion of the first phase will meet the December 2023 timeline. The Eastern Regional Minister, Mr. Seth Ichampon, has visited the project site to inspect the level of work.
On the 70 million euros Eastern Regional Hospital in Koforidua began in August 2021 after President Akufo-Addo cut the sword for work to start in July 2020. The new ultra-modern facility will handle and help improve acute care and referral services, as well as lend support to the ever-expanding scope of primary healthcare facilities. The first phase of the project comprises a 285-bed area and is to cover a total floor space of approximately 20,000 square meters. Mr. Omar Farouk is the construction manager on site.
We are on schedule and the project is going now. And as you see, as I told you, in the round we have 470 laborers, and we are on schedule. The work is going on very well, and it is a turnkey project, including the training, including the equipment, medical equipment, everything.
The Eastern Regional Minister, Mr. Seth Ichampon, was satisfied with the progress of work so far. Following reports of the breakdown of the only CT scan machine at the region's foremost facility, Mr. Ichampon said efforts are afoot to replace the equipment.
Thankfully, the newly procured CT scan has arrived. It has been cleared. It is the manufacturers, installers that we're just waiting for. So we're hoping that in the nearest future, not in the not too distant future, the next time you visit us, then we'll have it on camera for everybody to see. We've advanced this conversation so far, and I'm very confident that it will be installed in no time.
When complete, the facility will be fitted with teaching facilities, outpatient department, accident and emergency services, pathological services, theatres, inpatient wards, burns care units, medical waste management system, among others.
Health brought to you by Lufat, Tobinco's premium gift to Africa. Please stay.